See that?
Good afternoon. I want to thank everybody for joining us. Ukraine Media Center confirmed continues its operation. It's year 9 of the war and day 260 of the full-scale invasion of the Russian aggressor in our land. Traditionally, our media center usually invites the people who help with the collection of money for different projects, and we'll talk about one of such charity projects, the start of a charity run, the marathon of the Indomitable, organized by our guests. Our guests are Alexander Jusupov, volunteer right by my side. Good afternoon. Maksym Pasichnyk, airborne veteran, and Vadym Kovalenko, volunteer and one of the best triathletes in Ukraine. So, Mr. Alexander, let's start with you. Tell us about this project. How did you get the idea? The idea of marathons is not new, but why specifically format like this? Everything is correct. Thank you for the introduction. It was an unexpected idea. We work a lot with the military. We go to the front lines, to the hot points, to the battle areas. One of the trips we had with Maksym, our airborne veteran, he will tell about his participation in the liberation of Antonov Airport in Hostomel. And we went to Bakhmut and Solidar to visit our troops. And we had a conversation there, very open and honest. First of all, we knew before that the guys have a lot of concussions, many people in that unit. And when we were talking to them, they said that they understand the problem they're facing. And so to say, they don't receive any significant help in terms of rehabilitation, rebuilding themselves after the injuries and so on, no psychological help. And when we were coming back from the front lines with Max, he said, Sanya, we need to do something. I either pull the guys from there because they're over there 8 months in very difficult conditions without rotation, and there's a number of guys who have to be worked with. We need to do something in terms of rehabilitation with them. And before that, we had an idea of creation of a rehabilitation project or program that would help our warriors to renew their forces, to get reinvigorated without losing any planning and communication with the command, which plans certain events or measures, so that the guys, for example, they can rest from 3 to 5 days, maybe 10 days, so that they can get reinvigorated within that period. And we were thinking for a long time on establishment of such program to offer it to the hospitals, to the medics, and obviously to the military command. And when me and Max were coming back from this trip, we were understanding that we have to do something. Maksym says, see, I can run and keep running, and I want to do anything to support my brothers in arms. And after injury, he like that. Well, Max can tell you his story in a few words. Why did you get this motivation to start working in this area? Good afternoon. My name is Maksym. I'm the veteran of the airborne troops of the armed forces of Ukraine. The idea emerged when I've seen myself in their eyes. I knew that they're in pain and nobody helps them. So I saw myself in their eyes. Like, okay, I can run. Yes, I'm hurt, but I can prove that I don't give up. I keep moving towards my target, towards my goal. And this is how we got connected with our team. Our team is cool. Everybody does the right thing. And this is the only way. Maksym, probably the route Bucha, Hostomel, Irpin was not chosen with no reason. We know that you took part in liberation of that area, so maybe for you it's more than just a route for the run. Yes, yes. When we disembarked in Blastovica in 24th, we suffered losses. We withdrew. We got a command to leave for just one day without provision, no food, no sleeping bags, just the ammunition. So we autonomously operated 11 days in the enemy's rear. And we came to Kiev, to Svetoshin metro station on the 11th or 12th day. We passed all the points of the road: Irpin, Bucha, Vorzel, Borodyanka, Nemeshaevo, Mirodske, Dmitrivka. More than 100 kilometers we walked. You walked by your foot? Yes, me and 30 more servicemen. Maksym, can you please tell us what's this? Oh, Vadym, I'm sorry. What's your role in this run? What's in it for you? Good afternoon. My name is Vadym Kovalenko. My hobby is sport. After the 24th of February, I started volunteer activities, doing everything that I can to help our military. And in July this year, we organized Ironman. It's 4 kilometers of swimming and cycling and 4 kilometers of running, and we did it for gathering the funds for our military. I made it gathering 400,000 hryvnias. We sent the vehicle to our military and a set of spare tires and a thermal vision device. And when Andrei and Sashko called me, well, they said that we can draw the attention of the society to this thing through running, and Maksym, whom I met, and through this run we want to draw everybody's attention to the problem that we don't pay attention to now, but it's utmostly important, and we have to do everything we can to rehabilitate the guys, to help them. This is why this route, as Sashko and Maksym just mentioned, is significant to all of us, and we will start with this. However, we have our plans on a bigger scale, so most likely we will see it shortly. Alexander, talking about the run, when will be the registration? Let's tell our spectators how they can get involved. As Vadym said, it's a very symbolic place. Max is coming back to the place his story started, to Hostomel Airport, and in the airport itself, on the apron where Maria was parked, it will be the official start. It will happen on the 12th of November, this Saturday, and that's the very place where the trigger moment will happen for us, for the project itself. So half a marathon Max will run under the mentorship of Vadym. is just a part, it's just a small part of the way we have to go. It's maybe just an activity for communication with people, with the audience, so that more and more people start pondering over the fact that many servicemen currently who have concussions or psychological damage or PTSD, they will all come home even when we win and the war is over. When they come home, for us, for all the society, we will have to do something about this. We will have to understand that many people will come back broken, and we have to pay attention to this, and we have to do something about this. So this marathon, as I mentioned, it's only the part. We start in Hostomel Airport. The run will consist of the 4, so to say, phases. It's Hostomel, Bucha, Irpin, and we will finish at Stoysky Bridge, which was renewed just recently. It was reopened, the new bridge in Stoyanka. I wanted to be symbolic, so we ran all the way to the reopened bridge. It was so when Kiev was evacuating during the first days of the full-scale invasion, many people were going across that bridge. So this place is symbolic to a certain extent. So this is where we will finish our marathon. During marathon, Vadym will initiate the communication with the audience, with everybody who will get involved in our run. We also have Pavlo on our team. We want to thank him separately for organizing today's press conference. And Pavlo will moderate the process as the journalist. So we will communicate with people in stream regime. This is the way we plan it. Well, I don't know how will it happen. I mean, in view of these power shutdowns and internet shutdowns. So, but this is how we plan it. So it's the direct online streams. So we can talk with the people who join, who get involved. Vadym can tell us more about the format because he had this similar experience during Ironman. Yes, the run will be streamed online. We will have our friend who will be streaming it, and the people can join the air. They can keep asking questions, and we will answer them during the run. And this is the mission we wanted to express through the run, to draw the attention of the society to this. This is just one small fraction before the beginning of a larger project. And the next step, the important fundamental step, is the building of this rehabilitation hub. As it was shown previously, we have already some developments in the international front. Vadym again can tell you more details about that. We have cooperation with the United States, with Poland, with Germany. We have contacts established already, some preliminary agreements on the program of exchange. A very important moment. We want to build this hub in the areas close to the front lines where the firefights are going on. But on the safer territories, most likely it will be Kharkiv region, so we can easily communicate and establish teamwork with our military. We have support by a network of clinics who have many working cases, who have experience with this, who have experience in communicating with teams from Israel, with the specialists who work specifically in this area of rehabilitation, renewal of psychological condition of the military, and the solutions for PTSD consequences. So we concentrate on concussions, all moments like this. Maybe a few words about the cooperation with Israel, about clinics. Yeah, we have good relations with one of the clinics in Kharkiv, and they enabled collaboration with our project. cooperation with our project to send their specialists to Israel, getting trained there, and then coming back, and who can provide this rehabilitation for our military. Also, we had a conversation with the United States of America. They have one big military hospital there who works on rehabilitation of the servicemen specifically, and they will help us with great pleasure in practical terms and with advice, and we can send our specialists there and they can come here. We have already some basic agreements. You're planning to gather 300,000 hryvnias. Is it the beginning to launch this rehabilitation center? Is it going to be enough? Yes, yes. So you already told us about how the specialists will be involved. So hub, will it be a conditional just a name, or is it going to be a mobile team? Because we understand that the front lines are more than 1,000 kilometers, or will it be a pilot project located in Kharkiv region? Yes, this is the pilot project, as you mentioned. You mentioned the gathering of 300,000 hryvnias. Yes, we want to create the experimental group, first of all, with the guys who we communicated with, who already confirmed their involvement in this program. They are ready to go to pass this rehabilitation course, to undergo it, and it's a big work that is already planned in terms of implementation of the program itself. As to the mobility, we are very flexible in this regard because we go by instruments, so to say. We understand that there will be places where we will have to improvise, to reformat something. Obviously, it should be there should be a base where we meet our military, where we have them work with our psychologists, medics. It should be a recreation zone, recreation area where they can rest. And if there are some specific profiled, specialized moments, I mean, in terms of some specialized treatment, obviously the clinic can provide some direction for some or recommendation for some in-depth treatment program. As to the mobility, it's a good question. Even in the beginning of the creation of such network of facilities, yes, hub is such a conditional name, so we want to develop a network of such facilities across Ukraine in the areas close to the front lines. Maksym, question to you: to what extent the function like this and provision of services like this is in demand among our warriors? Because we understand that they're in the front lines now, and if we talk about the location of such hub near the front lines, we understand that they now fulfill their duties. Will it be real, so to say, to give them opportunity of this 10 days or 2 weeks relaxation, and can they then rejoin you and to get reinvigorated? Well, you understand there are like consequences. The war will be over and the people will remain, and to let them just into the civil world will be difficult. I know friends who just sit around and look at the window, and they are just being injected with tranquilizers and they turn into vegetables. The help we need this kind of help is absolutely in demand, because PTSD and concussions is something, for example, people see from the outside, like a person doesn't have a leg or a hand. Let's help him. For example, a person after a concussion, he has his vessels torn. Everybody understands that it's war going on, but he cannot express his thoughts. He doesn't know how to tell them. But here we are. We can help them And as to the 10 days, why not? If we communicate with the military units, moreover, there is a law in place now that the guys can go for rotation for 10 days, so that they can go to this rehabilitation center. They can spend this time with their families, because the society really helps. I came out this situation without help of a psychotherapist. And when you have this rehabilitation, when you create the picture in your head, you could come there by yourself, but not everybody comes by themselves. So this is what we are here for. We can do something. Thank you, dear colleagues. Maybe you have questions to our guests, so please go ahead. Victoria Shevchenko, Ukrinform. Is there anybody, for example, out of the public persons or the stars who want to get involved in this run? Good question. We're working on it, and we want maybe with your help also to have such people involved, because we think that we have to talk about this more and louder. So yes, we want to have influencers and stars and leaders of thoughts joining us. Maybe we can do some collabs, because in reality there's a lot of people who have their attention drawn to it, because many people run, organize marathons. The stars help our guys who are in the front lines, and there is much understanding of this problem. So I think that we'll find it for sure. We'll find some partners, or the people who will want to join our team and to work on this project. That's why, yes, we want to involve the stars, the leaders of thoughts. As to this specific run, it was improvised. We didn't have a lot of time. We were coming back from our volunteer travel. We just gathered suddenly, like, let's do it. Yeah, let's do it. It's just a volunteer initiative and honest desire to help our warriors. Those we communicate with, we see their eyes, we understand their condition. So if not us, then whom? So with great pleasure, yeah, we will be happy to have anybody involved. We will be happy for cooperation. How can we get involved? I understand that maybe not everybody takes part in the run, but maybe somebody will want to help your initiative. How can they do it? For example, you can add a link to our social networks. We have a big team. Everybody can be communicated with. Vadym works on the issues of the run itself. It will be an open stream. It can be commented, and you can comment and run there. We will send links to our web pages, to our social network pages. Also, we have Pavlo who can do it in a professional way. I mean, in terms of communication, Andriy, who is the head of the fund on the basis of which we do this run. It's a volunteer frontline, and he does a lot of job. He does a great job in terms of this volunteer activity. The vast majority of the team are from Kharkiv, from the hero city, who know what's the real victory, and who not only witnessed but did everything to have victory in the Kharkiv region, so that our military could liberate the Kharkiv region from the invaders. So here is our team. We will work, dear friends. Any more questions?
My questions can be in English. Is that okay?
Please.
I apologize because I'll just wait till they've all got there. You have big ears. I apologize. I just got in yesterday to Kyiv, and outside of Ukraine as well as I'm sure inside Ukraine, Bucha and Irpin are just synonymous with war crimes. Do you know, has there been any sport, organized sport like this in those cities since the invasion, or is this going to be the first sort of organized sporting event that will go through those cities since what's happened?
Yeah, look, this is, as we said, it's a pilot project. The pilot version is the first run that we're organizing currently. Further on, we will develop marathons like this. They will be happening abroad as well, because Vadym has experience of participation in bigger marathons in different countries. As he mentioned, we already have agreements. There are cities who support us. And obviously, this run for us is the first. It's symbolic, first of all, because as Maksym mentioned, he was taking part in this operation for liberation of Hostomel Airport. And for example, I have a lot of friends living and who used to live in Bucha. I spent a lot of time in Bucha with my family. We were visiting our friends. It's like 90% of my friends live there. They either lost their dwellings, it's in ruin, or they had occupiers come into their homes, getting themselves accommodated there. And obviously there were some people I used to know who got simply killed, who are not alive anymore. I mean, they're in Bucha, and there's a lot of stories which you just cannot fit inside your head. So for us, it's not just symbolic. And so something from the news lines in the newspaper. So those are the places where we walked with our kids. I have 2 kids, and we were coming to this park in Bucha. We were walking there. These places are very important for us as for Ukrainians. Yes, we decided that it will be the first symbolic run, and then we will have more of them in different places. If I don't know, did I answer your question, Maksym? For you, is it the first run as well? It's a big distance, it's a long distance. Do you feel strong enough? The question is like we are used to the fact that we are controlled by our brain. I came to the point that when I understand that brain doesn't always control me correctly. Like I want to control my brain. I want to get it in tune to run. I will add a little bit more. Maksym is a very well prepared person. He's got a very good training, and he will make it for sure. I don't have any doubt about it, and it's just the first page, and further on we will have the full marathon, and as Sashko mentioned, we will have partners from other countries involved. There will be people who will help us, and it will be a large-scale project of support of Ukraine. We don't have any doubt about that. We know that our warriors are unbreakable, so I want to thank you for this powerful initiative, for helping our warriors in the front lines who resist the aggressor. Thank you very much for your initiative again, and we think that it will have a good start. Thank you. First of all, we want to thank our warriors, our military. Guys, hold on. Hold the line. We support you. We're here for you. Our hearts are with our guys in the front lines. We'll do everything we can. Glory to Ukraine, glory to the heroes. We trust in our armed forces and work for the victory. Thank you.